Hello, everybody. This is Khatib again. And yes, we have another good one on the blog. This reflection is dynamite, like J.J. Evans would say. So I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to this with an open heart. This is a very powerful one. It's one of my favorites I've written this month. So check this out. Tell me if you like it. All right? It's really good, and I hope you feel it.
Author's note. Before you read one word of this reflection, let me be honest with you. I didn't write this from a mountaintop. I wrote it from the middle, from lived days, from watching people I love bend themselves into shapes they were never meant to fit, from catching myself doing the same thing and then pretending I wasn't. Yeah, that part too. I've spent years sitting with elders, listening more than talking, learning how wisdom don't usually come wrapped in fancy language. It come in warnings said twice, in jokes that hit later, in silence that say more than sermons. And if I'm being real, some of what you're about to read came from moments where I got tired of my own nonsense. This isn't a lecture. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm sitting next to you, nudging your elbow like you see this mess too, right? Because somewhere along the way, we all got tricked into measuring our worth with tools that don't fit the soul, counting applause, tracking approval, grading ourselves on standards that don't even love us back. There's a little sarcasm in here on purpose. Sometimes truth needs seasoning to go down right. Sometimes a laugh is the only way the medicine don't choke you. But make no mistake, every word was written with care, with affection for the reader, and with a deep respect for the unseen weight people carry. If anything in this reflection feels uncomfortably familiar, good. That means you're still listening. That means your spirit ain't numb, and that, my friend, is something that actually matters. Everybody measuring something that don't matter. How a loud world stay counting the wrong things. By Khatib Shunna. Listen, not the polite church fan kind of listen where folks nod but already halfway gone. I mean lean in, elbows on knees like somebody about to tell you something you didn't ask for but probably need. That kind of listen. Because everywhere I look, somebody measuring something that don't matter like it's life or death. Folks counting likes like they calories. Counting money like it owe them loyalty. Counting wins that don't come with peace and losses that secretly saved their life. Everybody got a ruler, but nobody asking who made it or what it was ever meant to measure in the first place. And I know because I've done it too. I've stood in room feeling behind while standing in my own blessing. I've watched people speed past me and thought, for a second I missed my exit, only to realize later they was just loud, not ahead. Noise will trick you like that. Down here, New Orleans used to teach you something early. Everything shiny ain't valuable, and everything valuable don't shine. We grew up knowing the prettiest house on the block might be the loneliest one. Knowing the quietest person at the table might be holding the deepest well. Knowing a second line ain't about getting somewhere fast, it's about moving together, in time, in truth. But now, everybody in a hurry. Everybody late for something they can't name. Everybody acting like rest is a sin and stillness is failure. We measuring hustle like holiness. I see folks wearing exhaustion like a badge, talking about how busy they are, how booked, how overwhelmed, like tired is the new successful. Meanwhile, the soul sitting there parched, waving a white flag nobody want to see. If you ain't burned out, people look at you sideways like you cheating the system. Let me tell you something plain. A system that require you to disappear to prove your worth is broken and it don't love you back. Some people measure love by how much pain they can endure. How long they can stay in rooms where they aren't respected. They call it loyalty, call it patience, call it grace. But grace don't ask you to bleed quietly so somebody else can stay comfortable. Even the river know when to change its course. My grandmother, rest her soul, no nonsense soul, used to say, baby, if you always the one bending, eventually you gon' break. She didn't say it sweet either. She'd look right at you, let it land, then go back to stirring the pot like she ain't just cracked your whole illusion. She came from people who survived too much to romanticize suffering. They knew the difference between endurance and foolishness, between compassion and self-betrayal. They fed who was hungry, but they locked the door when night came. Somewhere along the line, we lost that balance. Now folks measuring themselves against strangers, comparing private wounds to public performances, watching highlight reels and wondering why their own life feel heavy. Comparison is a greedy spirit, it never satisfied. You feed it once, and it come back asking for more. The old stories warned us about that. Elders used to talk about spirits the way other folks talk about weather. Calmly, practically. Envy was a spirit. Greed too. Pride especially. They'd say that one'll have you thinking you bigger than you are or smaller than you truly be. They believed the ancestors walked with us, not haunting, not judging, just witnessing, watching how we handled what they prayed into existence, watching whether we traded depth for display, watching whether we remembered that survival was never supposed to be the final destination. And they weren't impressed by numbers. They cared about alignment, about whether your walk matched your words, about whether you could sit alone without reaching for noise to save you from yourself. Here's the truth nobody liked to say out loud. Not everything measurable is meaningful, and not everything meaningful wants to be measured. You can't quantify discernment. You can't weigh wisdom. You can't put peace on a chart and expect it to perform on demand. Some of the most important shifts happen so quietly, nobody clapped for them. The day you stop explaining yourself, the moment you choose rest without apology, the first time you let somebody be disappointed without rushing to fix it. Those moments don't trend. I've had seasons where I looked successful and felt hollow. Seasons where losing something felt like punishment until I realized it was protection. Funny how clarity shows up once ego leaves the room. We keep chasing metrics like they gods. Followers, dollars, titles, applause. But the soul don't eat that. The spirit don't rest there. And eventually something inside you starts asking questions your lifestyle can't answer. So maybe it's time we put the tape measure down. Stop auditing other people's lives. Stop shrinking ourselves to fit somebody else's definition of progress. Stop confusing speed with direction because everybody measuring something that don't matter and wondering why nothing ever feel like enough. That ain't coincidence. That's a message. Author's closing words. If these words stirred something in you, made you pause, nod your head, laugh a little, or sit quiet for a second, I ask you to do me a small but meaningful favor. Please share this reflection. Not because I'm chasing numbers or trying to go viral. Trust me, that kind of measuring would be real ironic right about now. But because words travel farther when carried by people who felt them. Someone you know might need this reminder. Someone might be tired of counting the wrong things and not know how to stop. I'm a writer trying to reach the world the old-fashioned way, one honest piece at a time. No big machine behind me, just lived experience, a pen, and a deep belief that truth spoken plainly still matters. If you feel led, I also ask that you consider supporting my work through a donation. Writing like this takes time, energy, and heart. Your support helps me keep showing up, keep writing, and keep offering words that aim to heal rather than perform. Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. And thank you for valuing something that can't be measured. Kateb Nuri Alim Shana.
Thank you all for listening to this reflection. I believe it was really outstanding, and I want you to listen to it a few times. Take the words in, process it, and see where it fits you. This might also be a good reflection to share with somebody that you know. I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm not perfect. I have my faults, and I am growing. I am growing. I know the Creator knows. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody but your Creator. People can say what they want, when they want, and how they want, but nobody knows your heart like the Creator. There's not a leaf that falls, but yet He knows. So don't think that the Creator doesn't know your situation. He doesn't know your heart. He knows it. Be patient and be still. Be nice to people. Be kind to people. Be really forgiving. Be understanding and be understanding. I was always taught that you should treat people how you want the Creator to treat you on Judgment Day. Now I know we all have our issues. We have our days. But hey, let's try to adjust that. You don't have to have a nasty mouth. You don't have to be mean to people. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be ugly. Have mercy. Have a forgiving heart, because we all want that for ourselves. On Judgment Day, we want our Creator to be merciful. We want our Creator to forgive us for the things that we have done to ourselves and the things that we have done to others. I'm not preaching to you because I'm not a pastor. I just want to enlighten all of us so we can be better. Like I say, I have my faults too, and I'm also striving to be a better individual and a better person. But to do that, you have to assess yourself and see where you are wrong, and ask the Creator to forgive you, and then you be forgiving to other people. Be a diamond. Be a gem. Do your best to remove negative energy negative frequencies from your being, from your circle. I know sometimes we'll be like, things are not going how we want it to go. And so we panic, we freak out, and our ego tell us, the world tell us, our friends tell us, hey, you have to do it this way. I would do it like this. We get frustrated and we believe that we are self-sufficient and we have to do things our way, or we have to live up to the trends and standards of society. But you don't have to do that. Seek assistance through patience and prayer. Be patient. Sometimes you're going to have that, what I call, is that Red Sea moment. When everything behind you is charging you to take you down, and before you is a river that you cannot cross from your perception. And you say, woe is me, what I'm going to do. Behind me is my demise. And in front of me is a river I know I cannot cross. But you have to stand in front of this river. And you have to raise your hands up. And just know that that sea will part for you. And just know that you're going to get across. And just know as you're crossing, as the winds hold the waters back for you to get to the other side, just know that the universe, the creator, he will drown all of your worries. He will drown your frustrations. He will drown your anxiety. He will drown your depression. He will drown your ego. But you have to know this. You just can't believe it. You have to know that you're going to get across. Even though it doesn't look like it. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, I've been in many situations where it did not look like it. It was, I couldn't see it with my eyes, with my heart, with my mind. There's no way. That's what I was saying. There's no way. But oh, was I wrong? There was a way. And the seas and the lakes, they were parted for me. And I thank the Creator for that. And that's how I learned to start building up my faith. It was the unseen. It was the unbelievable. When everybody else said, hey, ain't no way. When everybody turned their back. When people walked away. When people said I was crazy. When people said I was foolish and I was a clown and I was soft and I was timid and I'm taking too long and I'm procrastinating, I was waiting on my Creator. I was still. And He made a way for me. I am telling you my testimony. So be patient, be still. I know things are shaky and it doesn't look like, but don't be ego driven. Don't let your situation make you make decisions that you're going to regret. And it might not just be you. You might get through the situation with your decision. But just think about the generations to come after you that will suffer for your decision, from your actions. And just know that one day that you and I, we shall die. And we shall be weighed in the balance. Our hearts, our souls will be weighed on the mizans of judgment. There's not a leaf that falls, but yet He knows it. That always sticks in my mind all the time. Even when I mess up, I remind myself, continue, and He knows it. Even when I'm stressed about situations, about life, or about finances, or something that needs to be done in my life, and I'm human, and I worry, and then I'm reminded there's not a leaf that falls, but yet He knows it. I can't run off emotion, off of frustration, off of anger. That gets you nowhere. It got me nowhere many a times. So this Red Sea moment I'm telling you about, remember that. When the world's behind you and they coming for you to slay you, and you're standing in front of your sea, just know that the sea shall be parted. Don't try nothing else. Pull out your fate card. And just watch. On this day, I'm challenging you. Pull out your card. Raise your hand. And watch the winds push back everything that's behind you, that's coming for you. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want us to do in 2026. We're crossing over. We're not being ugly to people no more. We're not speaking out of hate. We're not pushing the issue. We're letting go, and we want to let the Creator take the wheel. We say vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Do you really believe that? If so, let the Creator take the wheel. Stop trying to be Superwoman and Mighty Man, Superman. Humble yourselves, and He shall hear your cry. You cannot do it by yourself. Surely man is inordinate because he looks upon himself as being self-sufficient. You and I are not self-sufficient. There's no way you can believe all you want to that you're an independent man, that you're an independent woman, and you're free of need, you're free of guidance, you're free of consultation. You could believe that foolishness if you want. Let me tell you, you're wrong. Surely man is inordinate because he believes he is self-sufficient. We are not self-sufficient. And we cannot hang around people who feed us the belief that we are self-sufficient. A good companion, I'm not talking about friendship, because friends, it's a word used so loosely. But a good companion in your circle, if you are wrong, they will tell you. They will stand against your wrong so much that they will stop talking to you because they don't want you to be in a situation where you believe that you got it. I'm not going to tell you to do wrong if you're my companion. I'm going to push you towards the Creator. By the time, surely man is at loss, except those who believe and do good deeds and push one another to live upright. If I'm wrong, tell me. Correct me in a healing way. You don't have to curse me or belittle me or use bad language or try to defame me or slander me. You don't have to do that to anybody. Be a healer, not a destroyer. Stop destroying people with your mouth. Stop destroying yourself with your mouth. Stop being negative. You're way much better than what you think. Just because things don't go your way or how you want doesn't mean that you have to be an ugly person. It might not just be your time. We have to be patient. We have to wait on the Creator's timing. It might not be your moment. And I know you want it to be your moment so much. You like, Coach, put me in, Coach, put me in. I can score this touchdown. I know I can. Just give me a chance. And Coach keep you on the sideline because it's just not your time yet. And even though you believe you got this, and I'm going to do it my way, and Coach, I got it, you just don't know how good I've been practicing. It's not your time. By the time, surely man is at loss. It took me a long time to understand what that means. And I still try to understand that now in my life at 47. I expected to be certain places by now at 47 in my life, and I'm not. And I say, oh, Creator, man, is this what you want me to do? Is this my life? My ego said, go hustle. Go out there, hustle. Go make the money. Go do this, go do that. Put your talent on the side and just go out there. You got to make it, man. That's what my ego tell me. But I got to tell Mr. Ego to go sit down. That's not my path. And we all have to learn how to put our ego in check. They say ego means edging God out. Patience is everything. Don't miss out on going to another realm or don't miss out on your blessings because you want to do it your way and you want to do it now. And I want you and I want myself, and I'm going to close with this. Be very careful with your words. Be very careful how you treat people. I'm telling you all, and I'm talking to myself, be very careful how you deal with people. Your mouth will put you in some big trouble. And I'm asking all of us to seek assistance through patience, meditation, and prayer. Stop trying to figure everything out on your own because you want it to go your way. Stop that. You're always going to be in a bind. Thank you for listening. Khatib Shadar.